Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Rowan from Built by Colossus, and today I'm going to show you a super cool, super fast, super amazing technique I use to quickly skin eyelids. So I use joints obviously on my eyelids, and I make sure that there is a joint per span. Probably at some point in the future I'll go over how I make a complete face rig, but for this example I'm just going to show you how I skin the eyelids. So make sure that your skinning layer is set to dual quaternion. And that just means that when the character blinks, it's going to create a nice radial interpolation. So it's going to go around the eyeball instead of going from one point to the next. So always make sure it's dual quaternion. Second thing I do is I whip up NG skin tools and I make sure that I've skinned each of these joints to the eyelid. And also on top of that, I make sure I have just an animation of my character blinking and a few different shapes. Once I do that, I've got my flood layer again, and I just flood it to a static face pin joint. And then what I do is I duplicate that layer. I'm going to call this bad boy eyelid. And then, watch this, I select the edge loops around the eyelid. And I use the mask layer here and I just flood that to 1. Replace, flood. And this means that nothing else on the face is going to be influenced by anything on this layer. So only stuff within what I've painted in the mask is going to have influence. So I use this just for eyelids. Next thing I do is I want to select all my eyelid joints. I want to go to Edit Weights tab and then select Influences and List, yes, and Assign. And what this does is it grabs the closest joint on that span and just floods it to 1. So if I just go paint here, you can see that it's flooded each of those spans to the closest joint. So when I blink now, nothing much happens. But then what we do is I go down to this pose here. I just select these edge loops. Actually, let's just start with this one. And I go to the layer mask up here. And what I do is I start to scale out that influence. A intensity of 0.9 is cool, and then you can start to see that the influence is starting to paint out. So I grow my selection and I slowly take that influence away from the eyelids. And let's just go out from X-ray view. And yeah, I slowly start to relax that flooding. Wow, it's looking amazing. Good job, Roman, that's what I say. And yeah, so now we're getting something quite smooth around the eyeball, as I was talking about before, using dual quaternion. And also, yeah, it's shaping nicely. So yeah, that's my quick technique on how to quickly skin the eyelids. It would take you half a minute if you really wanted to do this fast. But yep, I use this technique on all my characters and I hope you can try it out as well. Cheers.